You're welcome back. It's some 12 minutes after 9, and here is my take. Kojo, where are the information officers? My RTI request number 4. I've been very disappointed at the conduct of the Electoral Commission and its lawyers in treating the RTI request for information by a citizen, one who is also a representative of citizens in Parliament. I have condemned it. It is shameful as it is insulting. It is such a missed opportunity for an independent constitutional body that thrives on positive brand image and goodwill. The conduct detracts from the letter and spirit of the Constitution, the RTI Act, and good governance. It is disturbing how public officers often forget it is same citizens' tax that gives them a job. And the information they deny the citizen, that is if it's not an exempted information, is generated for and on behalf of citizens with their tax money. I doubt citizens will tolerate this for always. The very first article of the Constitution reads, quotes, "The sovereignty of Ghana resides in the people of Ghana, in whose name and for whose welfare the powers of government are to be exercised." It is public knowledge that I am a member of the RTI campaign. I don't only know the law, I made inputs and policed and literally forced its passage. The EC got it so wrong, I must say, together with its lawyers, and must have something to hide. You are spending $72 million of citizens' tax on just one project, and you are averse to openness. Charlotte Osei and her colleagues were removed on charges of breaches of procurement procedures, may I remind you, even though removal from office is not one of the procurement law's prescriptions for that near default act, for which almost all public office holders shall lose their jobs if put through the same process. I've given the education that you don't need a lawyer to request information under the RTI law. In fact, all you have to do, if you can read or write, is to walk, that's if you can't read or write, is to walk to the public institution you seek information from. You make an oral application. The information officer there will put your request into writing, get an independent witness to read it back to you for your approval and signature or thumbprint. He shall make copies and hand one to you. You leave to await being contacted within 14 days generally, and within 2 days if the information you seek is about the safety or liberty of a person. In January, Information Minister Kojo Oppong-Nkrumah boldly announced that hundreds of these information officers had been trained or are being trained and are ready to serve you if you made a request last month. Section 19 makes it mandatory for a public servant information officer to receive and deal with your request. Note, a public servant information officer, not a hired private lawyer or law firm. If you are aggrieved by the decision of the officer, you appeal by way of what the law calls internal review to the head of that institution, and he or she has 15 days within which to make a decision. The RTI Commission, not set up yet, may also come in to resolve the issue and may order the institution to give you access to the information you seek. The court is the last resort. And don't ask me that people should be going to court. If they go to court, they go with their money, and the state will use my money still to prosecute the matter. In fact, the law was passed to give effect to Article 21(1)(f) of the Constitution to avoid citizens having to expend money on lawyers and in court to obtain information not exempt from disclosure and which is generated with their tax money. The implementation of the law was postponed for a whole year for these structures to be put in place, right? So, Kojo, what happened? Where are they? Why are private law firms unlawfully usurping the roles of officers, and at what additional cost to the taxpayer? You can read my take on my joyonline.com, but I need to point out this. The lame and wrong excuse that Parliament has not yet determined fees and charges for reproduction of information sought flies in the face of Section 75(2) of the law, which provides almost a dozen circumstances where the information must be supplied free of charge. In fact, these include reproduction of information which is in the public interest. But beside that, Section 28 of Act 989 prescribes a first mode of giving access to information to give one, quote, reasonable opportunity to inspect the information. This obviously does not need Parliament determining any fees and charges. The lame excuse used to deny Ernest Nogbe, MP for Ashaman, what should be harmless procurement information in the public interest is very bizarre. So, by the law, you may be asked to bring an electronic process by which you can be giving the information. It could be that you bring a pen drive, it could be that you bring a CD, and so on, unless the photocopies to be made to you is in such huge volumes that you may be required to make a payment. But even if you have to make a payment, did the EC discuss this with the person who asked for the information, and did he agree? So I think this is not a difficult thing to do. We can't be so dumb that the cost of photocopy must require parliamentary intervention to determine, even where there has not been an attempt to first discuss the cost of photocopy with the applicants. Parliament must do this 1-minute job immediately. The implementation body, the Independent RTI Commission, must be set up immediately. And the ministry and government must make a statement that discourages this conduct, which has the potential of a bad precedent. And that's my take. You can read it on myjoyonline.com. So